Okay, good evening. Thank you, everyone who came out in the cold. Baruch Hashem, balmy 11 degrees. Today's daf is Lamed Hey, and we're up to the two dots at the bottom of Lamed Dalit Amid Beis. So we saw yesterday that Dine Mominus could be finished at night, and Dine Nefashos, on the other hand, they cannot be finished at night. They have to go to the next day. They can only finish the next day, and then if you have reason for how long it's been, you'd even extend that. Okay, so the Gemara wants to know. Dinin nefashos is done in b'yoyim. V'goyim b'yoyim. You have to do it during the day. So the Gemara wants to know. Minani mili. How do you know that dinin nefashos has to be completed during the day? How do you know dinin nefashos has to be completed during the day? So Amarav Simi Barchia, Sha'amakra. The pasuk says. Now here's the whole pasuk, fellas. This is after the Baal Pa'ar. It says, "Vayoyma." We just began. We're saying why on Lamed Dalet Amid Beis at the bottom, and we're saying why Dine Nefashos has to be finished during the day. So guys, listen to this pasuk. This is after the Baal Pa'ar. Vayoyma Hashem al Moshe, Kach es kol roshei ha'am, take all the heads of Klal Yisrael, for Huka Oisam Hashem, and hang them for Hashem, Neged Hashemesh, opposite the Shemesh, the Yoshev Charin Af Hashem B'Yisrael, and Hashem's anger would go ahead and be dissipated. So we'll get to hanging up the Chachamim in a second, but when it says Keneged, you're talking about Dinei Nefashos, guys. Baal Pa'ar, they were over Avodah Zarah. So it's Dinei Nefashos, and it has to be Neged Hashemesh. So what do you see when it has to be Neged Hashemesh? That has to be during the day. Neged Hashemesh, it has to be what? It has to be during the day. Says the Gemara now. It says Hoikam means to hang them up. Because you have to, guys, when a person got skila, they would hang them up for a short period of time. But they kind of announce things that the person, so if I deserve skila, so the Hoikam, they hung them up. After they stoned them, they hung them up. So minayin lahoikosh shehitaliya. How do you know it means? It means being hung. So here's the background to the next pasuk. Shol had wiped out Novir Kahanim. The Novir Kahanim living there with the Gevoinim were being sustained by the Kahanim there. But since there were no Kahanim, the Gevoinim didn't have what to eat. There's a famine. There's a famine towards the end of David's life. He asks what's the reason, and it says that Shol killed the Gevoinim. So these Gevoinim, in fact, they had tricked Yeshua to thinking that from a faraway place after we're from the Zion Umais. And nonetheless, so what did David offered the Gevoinim a ring, literally a king's ransom. A king's ransom, he offered him to what? To go ahead and forgive. Forgive. They wanted revenge. You know what they wanted? They wanted Shol's mishpacha. So it says that they passed him in front of the Aron, and anyone who was got stuck by the Aron was chosen. We had this Gemara in Yavamis, in Oral, right? They were killed and they were hung up, and they were hung up for a long period of time. So this pasuk is describing them being hung up. It says, so again, all we wanted to define a word. We're defining a word, hoika, that means to be hung. Hoikanum Hashem b'givat Shol, and they were hung by Hashem in Givat Shol b'cher Hashem. Now, uksiv vatikach ritzba bas aya esasak. Ritzba was the pilegach of Shol. She took a sackcloth, she put it on a rock where she could sit, and she stayed there during the time to protect the what from the animals, so and the birds of prey. So you see that they were hung out for a period of time. So therefore, we have a very, very interesting. So therefore, what's the limud? It says in the pasuk. It says in the pasuk, Vayom Hashem al Moshe kach kol roshei ha'am. Take the heads. V'hoika ma'asam la'Hashem neged Hashemesh. So why do we learn from neged Hashemesh that Dinei Nefashos has to be during the nigma during the day? Now, why are the roshei ha'am being hung up? Right? Literally, the pasuk says, "Take the roshei ha'am and hang them up." Correct? This is Baal Pa'ar. Fred the Gemara, Vayoyma ksiv, right? Just like ksiv. Vayoyma Hashem al Moshe kach es kol roshei ha'am im ha'am chatu roshei ha'am machatu. What did they do wrong? What did they do wrong that they're being hung? Some Rav Yehuda Marav, no, they weren't hung. Amalei Kodesh Baruch Hu Moshe, Chalek lehem but they dinim. But go ahead and be machalik but they dinim. Take the Rosh Hashanah and make them into many but they dinim to judge Dinin and Fashais. My time up. If you had to have multiple bezdins because the bezdin can't judge two cases of Dinin and Fashais on the same day, that's not true. It's not true. To judge two separate misais, one chenek hereg skila sreifa, avo misa achas donim. But misa achas, you in fact could go ahead and judge on the same day. Since you're all judging skila, it's avodah zarah, you're all judging skila. So what's the problem that you needed so many but they didn't? So what does the end of the pasuk say, fellas? The end of the pasuk says that Vayoshev Charin Af Hashem Yisrael, and Hashem's Charin Af should go ahead and leave Yisrael. You don't want it there. So, and for the Gemara, that's the reason we go ahead on and have so many Bati Dinim, right? Elo Kedei Sheyoshev Charin Af Mi Yisrael. So, in other words, the longer these Oivdei Avodah Zarah among Klal Yisrael, Hashem is Charin Af. So to go ahead and get rid of them, to go ahead and kill them as quickly as possible, we had but they didn't going out. So the main point of all this was, how do you know that Dinin Nefashis is Gomar during the day? Because it says Keneged Hashemesh. It says Keneged Hashemesh. Now,
so we say you don't need it because you said a bezin that killed once every 70 years.
I will get that. We'll get there. Okay, I mean, you could say, but again, this bezin they were killing. This bezin they were killing. Okay, we said Dinei Mamonis is Goyim by Yoim. Dinei Mamonis is by day, and you can fill and complete it at night. Dinei Nefashos, as we saw, Keneged Hashemesh it's judged during the day, but it has to be Goymer during the day. Now, from the pasuk before Keneged Hashemesh, all we saw is that it has to begin during the day. Where do we know it can't be completed at night? The Mishnah said it has to be completed during the day, and usually. In other words, if they were able to be mezaka the person on the same day, you was zeicha. But if not, you had to wait. You couldn't finish it at night. You had to wait till the next day. How do you know that? How do you know the Gemara has to be the next day? So we're gonna have two psukim. We have a pasuk from Yeshaya. Okay, let's get to the pasuk in a second. So what does the pasuk say? Eicha Yehoisel Zayna Kirya Ne'emana Milei Asi Mishpat Tzedek Milei Asba Mishpat Tzedek, that Yushalayim was what? Malay, full of judgment. Yolinba, right? Va'atamiratzchim. Once Yolinba, once upon a time, guys, they used to go ahead and Yolin, they would wait till the next day to go ahead and complete the Gemar Din. But now, va'ata yetz me ratzchim. Now you're reitzchim. Why? Because you don't wait for halonis din. What do you see from this pasuk in Yeshaya? That you have to wait till the next day. Again, he's giving them teichacha. It used to be you used to wait, which is the right thing to do. But now, ata meratzchim, you're right away. You guys nefesh, you're murdering him right away. So, Amar Rav Chanina Damakra, Menani Mili, how do you know that you're going to the next day? You used to go ahead, Rashi says, and wait until the next day. Yolin, wait till overnight, but no longer. Now you meratzchim. Rabbi has another pasuk. It says, Lindu hativ dirshu mishpat, ashru chametz. You encourage the chametz, the art school said the oppressed. Shiftu yosam rivu almana. So what does ashru yosam mean? That you're in Ashroi, Dayan, fortunate is the Dayan, Shemechamet says Dino, who delays the din. So you see an Indian of the pasuk before was Yolin, and this one is Mechamet is delaying the din. The bottom line is, what do you see? That Dine Nefashais, you should delay till the next day. That's what we learn out. Fred the Gemara, Ve'idach, Reb Chanina, who learned from Yolin, Ashroi Chometz. What does he do with this pasuk? So Ashroi is Chometz is the victim of the theft, V'loi Chometz, but not the thief itself. That Ashroi Chometz is fortunate is what is the victim of the thief, but not the thief himself. The Idach and Rava, Hamileis the Mishpat Mayavilei, Kid Rav Elazar Amar Yitzchak, Dam Rav Elazar Amar Yitzchak, Kol Tainis Shemalinim Boy Es Adaka. any tanis that you hold back the tzedakah, kilu shayfik damim. Fellas, they used to go ahead and Gemara and Brachas, that by the tainus, the aniyim, at the end of the tainus, you would provide food for them. You provide food for them, right? So if you don't provide food for them, it's like you're killing them. So here's the way he reads the pasuk, right? It says, "Me'asa mishpat, milase mishpat sedek," means tzedakah. Yolin, by you going ahead and Yolin delaying that, the atamiratzkim, then what are you? It's like shefeach damim, like you're killing the aniyim, like you're killing the aniyim. That's the drasha. So, like going ahead and tzedek is lashon tzedakah. So tzedek means tzedakah, and if you're delaying that, then it's ilu atamiratzkim. V'hani milu berifta, that's provided that you don't provide bread. V'tamrei or dates, something that can eat right away. Aval bezuze, money which they have to spend on food. Chiti, wheat, sorry, and barley which is not processed, less than ba. Then that's not what. That's not holding back. Holding back would be when if in other words they don't have what to eat and you didn't give them. Okay. Bottom line is, so Yaitzimid Vareinu, guys. What do we have? Keneged Hashemesh teaches me you have to begin Dinei Nefashos during the day. Where do you know that you completed that? We have either two psukim in Yeshaya. Either the lashon of Yolin to leave it overnight, and he's giving a musa that you're not delaying, or the lashon of Asher Chametz, you're not delaying, right? You should delay, and that we see from there. That's the. We said therefore you have to next day. Therefore, fellas, you can't go ahead and judge Erev Shabbos. You can't judge Erev Shabbos. What are you going to do on Shabbos? What? Well, we're going to see. What are you going to do on Shabbos? In other words, if the halon is, you have to wait for the next day, you got a problem. Friday the Gemara like this. This is Friday. In other words, you can't judge on Friday, Dinei Nefashos. Well, the Gemara is going to fear rice. The Gemara is going to go through the different reasons. My timer, what's the reason you can't judge Erev Shabbos, Erev Yontif? Mishum B'lo Yevsha, it's not possible. Heichila Avid, what could you possibly do? L'daina b'mali Shabbata, to go ahead and start judging on Friday. V'ligmri l'dine b'mali Shabbata, and complete it on Friday. Well, that's great. If you could do that. Til mechazi tam l'chayva, maybe you'll find the tam to be chayv. Ubol l'mever halanis din. And you have to be what? You have to keep it overnight. Right? You have to keep it overnight. And therefore, you're going to have to wait on what? The Shabbos. L'daini b'mali Shabbata, v'ligmri b'Shabbata, to go ahead and judge it Erev Shabbos and finish it right on Shabbos. V'likta b'Shabbos and kill him on Shabbos. Ein mitzicha doiches Shabbos. You can't kill on Shabbos. Okay, you can't kill on Shabbos. Okay, now let's see Taisvis. The first Taisvis, the third Taisvis down. Ligmrei ledina b'Shabbos. Have a Gemara din on Shabbos. Afagav detnam beperik mashilin. Elohim mishum shvus leidanin. So how could you go ahead and contemplate judging on Shabbos, where it says it's asur d'rabbanan to judge on Shabbos? It says Gemara, Hainu dafka dinei mamanis. That's dafka dinei mamanis. Gezeir shema yichtayv. Why? Because maybe you come to write on Shabbos. Aval dinei nefashos ein le'asur mitam zeh. You know why? Shekvar kosma yetmol. You wrote from yesterday. Divrei hamizakim v'divrei hamechayavim. You already wrote it previously by dinei. If you're on Shabbos already, it means you started right on Friday. On Friday, we just did the Gemara that each one they wrote down so you're not going to write. So that can't be the reason that you can't do it. It can't be for that reason. So therefore, right, in other words, you can't judge Dinei Maminis al Shvus because you may come to write. There's no concern. So Kasha, how could you think to judge on Shabbos? How you can't write? What's the answer? By Dinei Nefashos, you're not writing anyway. Therefore, that's why the Gemara can go contemplate that ability to perhaps do it on Shabbos. Now, to go ahead and complete the Gemara din on Shabbos and kill him, ein mitzicha doiches Shabbos, says Taisvis, bisreifa nicha. By sreifa, it makes sense. You know, Taisvis guys is going through. Why can't you kill him on Shabbos? Why can't you kill him on Shabbos? So now, bisreifa nicha. Afilu man na'omen mekalkel behavara pater. Now there's again going into Shabbos, kilkel. When every malach on Shabbos is for a tikkun, but if it's kilkel, you pater. So l'chayra, you're sreifa, you're burning the guy, right? You're taking, you're having hot lead and you're burning the guy. So
You're getting
the
rid of
yesh
one-
bo chil Shabbos mishum psila. The chil Shabbos is that what by going ahead, the psila that you have, the wick that you use to that is not considered kilkel. That's considered tikkun, and therefore streifa we can understand why you can't do on Shabbos. On the no, you're making the wick. Yeah. No, you can have the fire beforehand, but you're cooking the wick. It's bishul. It's bishul, right? The Amma Mali bishul psila, Mali bishul samamanim. It's considered bishul is improving something. So you're improving the wick that's making the lead. You're improving that. So therefore, we can understand why if the person was mechuyim streifa, why you can't do it on Shabbos. Again, Taisus is going to. Notice we all just assume that you can't kill somebody on Shabbos. Taisus is going why? If it's streifa, you know why you can't? Because it's bishul. And you're not cooking the person, you're cooking the wick. Good. Because again, Havara is now. Listen, I really brought it in for the second part. It's unbelievable. Ubeshar chayve misas nami afilu man diyamid mekalkel b'chabura potter. Now let's say you mekalkel b'chabura, right? You're making a chabura to kill the guy. It's potter, so why can't you do it? Why can't you do it on Shabbos? Hacha choshev tikkun the yesh le kapara.
That's what you said.
Hacha choshev tikkun, guys. It's this, Misa, he needs his kapara. So you've been attacking the guy. I think it's a fabulous thesis, right? That you've been attacking the guy. So in other words, you took for granted, ain't daichas a Shabbos because you physically can't kill the person, right? You can't kill the person. 1 second. How are you killing the person? I can do it in a hechet timsa that what? That's only potter. Now, Natilas Neshama and Shchita, that might be a problem. That I don't know why he doesn't entertain that. But the bottom line is that what that it's a tikkun. It's even like the man the Amma that these acts an act of kilkel, making a chabura. I guess making a chabura that's why shchita, you're not checking the guy. Making a chabura is pata, he's going to bleed out, whatever it is. That nonetheless it's a tikkun because he's getting his kapara. So the bottom line is right now you can't judge erev Shabbos and Manoshach. You can't have a gemar din and you can't kill the guy on Shabbos. Fred the Gemara, v'lik the leila urta. So judge Friday. Start judging Friday. Have a gemar din on Shabbos, and Saturday night, hey, we'll go to not to the movies, not well, whatever. Says Neged Hashemesh Pinon. You need Neged Hashemesh. I find Neged Hashemesh was that you have to start the din. Again, I guess if you have to start, certainly you can't complete. Anyway, okay, start on Friday, complete it on Shabbos, kill him on Sunday. Okay, what's wrong with that? Nimtza atama anes is dinai. Fellas, there's no such thing as death row in Judaism. Once it came down to the decision to kill him, they would kill him that day. In other words, so if you decided on Shabbos to kill him, to leave him over to Sunday would be what? Inyan nefesh. And therefore, you won't do it. You won't do it. The daine b'mali Shabbata, okay, judge on Friday, v'nigmra b'chad b'Shabbata, and skip Shabbos and can have the Gemara din on Sunday, and therefore you can kill him on Sunday. What's the problem with that? It says, by Sunday, he may forget his thoughts. He may forget his process of choiv. Even though the two scribes, the stenographers would be there, the koisvin divrei hamizakim, and they would write the words of the mizakim, the divrei hamechayavim, and the words of the mechayavim. They write down both. So how could you say you're going to forget? Hilkach leyevsha. Amar Reish Lakish Rabbi Yochanan. No, I skipped. You can only write down what you hear. You don't know what he has in his mind. What is the snag for writing down? The dialogue between the dayanim, but you don't know what they're thinking. And it could be by Sunday that they may if you wait till Sunday, they may forget what they thought about on Friday, the time. And therefore what? So if you worry about forgetting, don't feel so bad. Have a Gemara over here that people forget. So therefore, you don't have the option of going ahead and starting on Friday and completing it on Sunday. Okay. Now the Gemara is going to digress, go off in the tangential sunset, so to say. Off we go in the tangential sunset. because we just mentioned that you can't kill a person on Shabbos. So we're going to bring in a whole Shabbos sugya. We're going to bring in a whole Shabbos sugya. And in that Shabbos sugya, we're going to come around to this, okay? Now, guys, a nazir can't be metama to who? Anybody. It says, kol nefesh. Then it says, la'aviv, ula'imai, la'achiv, ula'chaisai. So the big kasher is, and we had this quite a few times, is why is it necessary to go ahead and be mefarid aviv, imai, right, going down the line? Good. What's necessary? We're saying you can't be metama to a father, but you couldn't be metama to a meis mitzvah. You can't be metama to a father, but you could be. Let's say you're a nazir, and a nazir. Let's say he's a nazir and he's a kohen. Double. Nazir kohen gadol. Nazir kohen gadol is going to do what? Bring a korban pesach. So Achaisei teaches me, but you could be metama meis mitzvah. Okay, with that in mind. We had this a few times. Says the Gemara. Amalei Reish Lakish Rabbi Yochanan. V'tei kvuras meis mitzvah doiche Shabbos mikal v'chaymer. To bury a meis mitzvah should be doiche Shabbos mikal v'chaymer. Uma avoida shedoiche Shabbos. Avoida is doiche Shabbos. In other words, you can go ahead and bring a korban tamid on Shabbos. The mayadai, you bring it out, right? You're doing shchita. No, this is the rice. This is, even though it's Mechal Shabbos, it's permitted. Shchita, no, not because it's not a say. It's because it says b'mayadai. There's a custom. An asay is not doicha Shabbos. Shabbos is an asay and a los asay, guys. We had that in Gemara Yavamis. Shabbos, and I say, does binyan beis hamikdash doicha Shabbos? Guys, Heshi's bring up a point. I say dochalosa say we had in Yavamis. Can binyan beis hamikdash be doicha Shabbos? The mitzvah I say of building the beis hamikdash should be doicha the lois say of Shabbos. And the answer is Shabbos is not only a lois say, it's an asay. The ain't asay docha a lois say v'asay. That's not the reason. The reason why you bring the korban tamid because it says b'may adoy in its time, and its time is every single day. Ba-boom, ba-boom, in the afternoon, in the baika, and the bein abayim. So therefore, the avoida is doicha Shabbos. Good, kaidim kol. Avoida is doicha Shabbos. Yeah. Now, uma avoida shedoicha Shabbos. Avoida is doicha Shabbos. Kvuas meitz mitzvah doicha isa. Kvuas meitz mitzvah is doicha the avoida. Right? If you're a kohen, right, a kohen gadol, nazir, the whole kit and caboodle. Guess what? So you won't be able to do the avoida. So we see that what? Meis mitzvah is doicha the avoida. So madach avoida, which is doicha Shabbos. Meis mitzvah is doicha isa. Yeah. Meis mitzvah, which is doicha avoida. Right? Means doicha avoida. It should be doicha Shabbos. Should be doicha Shabbos. Uma avoida should doicha Shabbos. It's doicha isa. I'm getting. Meis mitzvah should be doicha Shabbos. Makal v'chayma. Madach avoida is doicha Shabbos. Meis mitzvah is doicha isa. Meis mitzvah is doicha avoida. Ein idina should be doicha Shabbos. Mila achayslay. Kedednan. It says by Nazir. La'aviv, la'imay, la'achiv, la'achayslay. Ma'atam b'loimay. What says kol nefesh. Harishahaya haylich l'shcheres piska. Guys, he's a Nazir. This is Rashi. He's a Nazir. He's a kohen gadol, and he's going to do what? He's going to do shechtis his korban pesach, meaning to do the avoida. Right? For Lomal Espanoi. And in addition to go ahead and mal his son, because if his son's not gemalit, he can't eat from the korban pesach. If his son's not gemalit, he can't eat from the korban pesach. Vishama shemes le mes. And one of the kroivim that he's supposed to mitama to, that yachol yitama, amrit lo yitama. Yachol kishem sheina mitama la achoisai, kach eina mitama la mes mitzvah, tama loima, ula achoisai, la achoisai hu deina mitama, so therefore, your kal v'chaymer, we have a pasuk to tell me you don't darshan it. Again, what's a kal v'chaymer? Ma'adach avoida is doicha Shabbos, but meis mitzvah is doicha the avoida. So therefore, memela, it should be that meis mitzvah should be doicha Shabbos. Meis mitzvah should be doicha Shabbos. I keep on saying the same thing wrong. No, ma'adach Shabbos. That is the avoida is doicha it, right? So you should be able to go ahead, what, and bury on Shabbos. On that, I'm sorry. We're learning out that first meis mitzvah doicha Shabbos. Okay, yeah, I'm correct. I keep getting famished. you should be able to bury a base mitzvah on Shabbos, right? Why? Because Shabbos avoid is like a Shabbos, base mitzvah is like avoida. Therefore, base mitzvah should be like a Shabbos, right? That's and we didn't get around to the end yet. So now you have a choisei. What does a choisei teach me? That base mitzvah is like avoida. In other words, we first had established that base mitzvah is like avoida. We established that from a choisei. Here he is. He's a kohen gadol. He's a nazir. He's going to bring his korban pesach. He won't be able to do the korban pesach. He won't be able to do the avodah. Nonetheless, the meis mitzvah is doicha that. So now we've established that what? That a meis mitzvah is doicha the avodah. If that's the case, then meis mitzvah should be doicha Shabbos. Why? Because avodah is doicha Shabbos. Madach avodah is doicha Shabbos. Meis mitzvah is doicha. I saw the avodah as we just saw from Machaisai. It should be that what? That meis mitzvah is meis mitzvah is doicha Shabbos. That's what we're saying. Shabbos shenich so elamitama elameis mitzvah Shabbos shenichus from the avodah ain't idin should take first meis mitzvah doichaisa amalei. Now I'll show you something. I'm going to show you that you're going to have a pircha on your kalvachayna. What's the pircha? I'm going to show you something that is doicha avodah, but not Shabbos. I'm going to show you something that's doicha avodah, not Shabbos. Guys, outside a reitzeach, a kohen that's a reitzeach can't do the avodah. A kohen that's a reitzeach can't do the avodah. So what do you see? That ritzicha is daicha avoida. Can you kill somebody on Shabbos? No. Can Bezdin kill somebody on Shabbos? You just said not. That's how we brought this in. So what do you see? I have something that is daicha avoida and not daicha Shabbos. Good. Memela kfuris meis mitzvah, which is daicha avoida, is also not daicha Shabbos. Your whole kalvachayim was predicated upon if avoid is doicha Shabbos, then anything that is doicha avoida that should be doicha Shabbos. That's your kalvachayim. So meis mitzvah, which is doicha avoida, should be doicha Shabbos. No, ritzicha is not doicha Shabbos, yet it is doicha avoida. Ritzicha, a kohen can't do the avoida, but Bezdin can't kill the guy. So Ritzicha is doicha avodah, but it's not doicha Shabbos. So Amalei, so said Rabbi Yochanan to Reish Lakish, Ritzicha toichiach. Ritzicha will show you, will disprove you. She doicha es avodah. It's doicha the avodah. Because the kohen cannot do the avodah. The ain't doicha es a Shabbos, but it's not doicha Shabbos. Good? Yeah, sure.
Kill somebody. They're puzzled for the avodah, whether it's Shabbos or any other day.
Not talking about a guy. Let's say a guy went up there to do the avodah. Let's say he went up there to do the Havaida. Right? You're right, but he can't do it. In other words, let's say you do the again.
It's not avoid. What I'm saying is, I don't understand.
Again, your puzzle is why is he puzzled?
Because he killed somebody.
What are we saying over here?
You're saying
that the fact that he killed somebody does not allow him to do the Havaida. Ritzicha, since he killed somebody, he can't do the Havaida. That's exactly what I'm saying.
What is it? But I don't understand how it has anything to do with Shabbos.
Oh, so now, what do with Shabbos?
Well,
no, watch, what? What?
It's Tuesday.
I Taisus, okay. Taisus, you'll see Taisus yourself. Right? Taisus deals with it. Okay, now, for the top Taisus deals with it. Okay, says, very good. Says the Gemara, what? Yeah, meaning, I'll ask the Kasha, but I'm going to go sleep with the hyenas in Africa. Now, says the Gemara, Amalei, so, Ritzicha teichiach shedoicha es avoida, ve'ena doicha es Shabbos. So says the Gemara, guess what? You know what? Ritzicha gufa tidchas es Shabbos. Let Ritzicha be doicha Shabbos. In other words, let's go ahead and Bezdin and kill him. Let's go ahead and kill them. In other words, I have enough information over here to tell me that Bezdin should be able to kill. Mikal v'chaymer. Guys, halt up. Ma avoida shedoiches a Shabbos. You ask him. The korban tamid is born on Shabbos, right? So what? So the avoida is doicha Shabbos. Ritzicha doicha isa. Ritzicha is what? Doicha the avoida, because the kohen we take him down. Shenemar me'im mizbechi tikachenu lamos. You take the kohen down to die. Shabbos shenitches mifnei avoida. Shabbos that what? The avoida overcomes it. Ein adin shtei ritzicha doicha isa. So ritzicha should be doichet. Good kalvachaymer. Madach avoida, which is stronger than Shabbos, right? Avoida is stronger than Shabbos, right? But ritzicha is what is stronger than avoida. So mamela ritzicha should be stronger than Shabbos, and you should be able to kill him. That's like Fred the Gemara. Let's say for the Gemara. And for the Gemara, let's see. Amarava, Kfar Paska the Tana Rabbi Shmuel. We already have a psak from the Tana Rabbi Shmuel that what? That even though you have a kal v'chaimer, you cannot kill someone on Shabbos. So guys, let's go to the paper trail. Let's go to the paper trail. We began trying to say that what? We began trying to say that Meis Mitzvah should be Deicha Shabbos. Okay? And we said that Ritzicha Tachiach, that Ritzicha is Deicha Avodah, but it's not Deicha Shabbos. So says the Gemara, hey, why isn't Ritzicha Deicha Shabbos? If Ritzicha is a Deicha Avodah, and Avodah is Deicha Shabbos, so Ritzicha should be Deicha Shabbos. Again, if Avodah is Deicha Shabbos, and Ritzicha is Deicha Avodah, then Ritzicha should be Deicha Shabbos. On that, the Gemara is coming to say we have a pasuk not. Says the Gemara, Tana Yishmael, Loisevaru Eis B'chol Moshe Seichem, guys. It says, do not light a fire B'chol Moshe Seichem. Now, by Shabbos, it says, Kol Melacha Loisasu. You shouldn't do any Melacha. So once you told me you can't do any Melacha, why go ahead and say Loisevaru Eis? Isn't lighting a fire a Melacha? Isn't it included in Melacha? So why is it taken out of the rule? It says, Ma Tamid Loimar, Il Rabbi Yosef, what are you talking about? Il Rabbi Yosef lelav yatzis. Guys, why do you chayiv for Shabbos for the 38 of his malachas? Skila. Why do you chayiv for lighting a fire? Malchus. That's what we want to tie in. You know why we took it out of the rule? Because it's what? It's less severe. That's one way. Reb Nasin lechalek. In other words, let's say you do Shabbos behelamecha, right? So how do you know that you're over on dat? So you take Leisavaru out of the cloud. Really, you chayiv skila for Leisavaru, but it's taken out of the cloud to tell me you chayiv for each and every one. So why do you tell me Leisavaru? I know why you need Savaru for. Either according to one opinion, you need it for a lav to tell you get Malchus, or to tell me that what? To be machalik that you chayiv in each one of the 39 of us malachas separately. Kedetanya, Havaru lav yatsa, de Reb Yaisi, Reb Nasanam lechalik yatsa. So that can't mean what Rava meant. So what does Rava mean Leisavaru? Elama Rava, Tana Moishvais Kashalei. Moishvais, guys. Moishvay Seichem, Leisavaru Eis B'chol Moishvay Seichem. Now, what does Moishvay Seichem mean? Anywhere you live. Anywhere you live. Is Shabbos a chiyuv on the person? So what do you have to say B'chol Moishvay Seichem? Of course, once it's a chiyuv on the Gavra, it has nothing to do wherever you're living. So the word Moishvay Seichem is totally extraneous. It's not like Truma. It's not a mitzvah Tliya Ba'aris. It's a mitzvah on a chiyuv on the guf. If it's a chiyuv on me, it doesn't make a difference where it is. So says the Gemara, Ma tam b'loima. Why do you have to say Moshe Seichem? Michti. Shabbos chayvus hagufi. Shabbos is a chiyuv on the guf. V'chayvus haguf neheges bein ba'aretz bein b'chutz la'aretz. It doesn't make a difference. Moshe the kos rachman alamali. Why does they have to say Moshe Seichem? And for the Gemara, Mishum Rabbi Yishmael. This is what we need it for. Mishum Yishmael Amid Talmud Echad. One Talmud said in the name of Rabbi Yishmael, Lefi shenemar ki yiyeh beish chet mishmat maves v'humas. You got to kill him. Shemei ani. When do you kill him? Bein b'chayil, bein b'Shabbos. Any day. I v'amani mekayim mechalel mas yumatz. That you mechal Shabbos. Says Gemara b'sham malachas. Chutz mi misas bezdin. Any other malacha but misas bezdin. So in other words, I would think that you could kill a person on Shabbos bezdin. Vayena ella afila misas bezdin. Only misas bezdin. Umani mekayim v'humas b'choyel avalei b'Shabbos, which is the way we're going to end up. Vayena ella afila b'Shabbos tamalei malei sevaru eish b'chol moshvei seichem ulahalonu oimer havahoyu ela lachem lechukas mishpat l'darei seichem b'chol moshvei seichem. So now it says, guys, by Dayanim, it says moshvei seichem. It says by Shabbos moshvei seichem. Ma moshvei so omer lahalam bezdin. Just like Moishvais. It says over here, but it says what? Bezdin. Af Moishvais by Shabbos, ha'omer kan Bezdin. V'omer achmanu le'sevaru eish b'chol Moishvai seichem. So very geschmack. So you know what I need Moishvai seichem for? To go ahead and break the kal v'chaymer. Guys, outside, let's chaz riba. We have a good kal v'chaymer l'chayra. You have a good kal v'chaymer. What's a kal v'chaymer? Right. Ma'adoch the avoida, which is doicha Shabbos. Avoida, which is doicha Shabbos. Ritzicha is daicha isa because of a kohen's ritzach. We don't let him do it. Einay din that Ritzicha should be daicha Shabbos. That you should be able to kill him on Shabbos. It's a good kal v'chaymer. Says the Gemara, we have a pasuk. What's the pasuk? It says Lo Sevaru Eish B'chol Moshe V'Seichem. It says by Dayanim, it says B'chol Moshe V'Seichem. Lo Sevaru Eish, meaning do not do an avodah B'chol Moshe V'Seichem. I don't need Moshe V'Seichem to teach me any place you live. That's obvious. It's extra to make this connection to Bezdin. That Bezdin, Moshe V'Seichem, should not be Mavara Eish. Bezdin should not be over in Issa on Shabbos. Therefore, you can't kill on Shabbos. So, Al Sakal V'Chaymer, you would. But I have a pasuk from Rabbi Yishmael that you can't. How we doing? We're good? We're good? Great. Not so good?
No, all this is fun. All nice, and we see, once you go back to the basics, we see that you were kind enough a shot, then it needs to stay.
Again, you're dealing with Musa. We're dealing with this is lit talk. This is lit for talk. Lit for charade, right? According to the letter of the logical law, you should be able to go ahead and kill someone on Shabbos. It's not for a pasuk. Again, when the Torah Yankel, when a pasuk tells you means without the pasuk, you know what? You could. The pasuk tells it's only because of the pasuk I'm not. Without the pasuk, you're killing the guy. I got a call of to kill the guy. No, I got a pasuk not to kill the guy. Okay, so now let's extend. Says the Gemara Viter now. Amar Abaya. So now we know you can't kill on Shabbos because of a pasuk. Amar Abaya. Hashda Amrit Ein Mitzicha Doiches Shabbos. You can't kill a guy in Shabbos and Bezdin. Ein Mitzicha Doiches Avoida. The Mitzicha should be Doiches Avoida, meaning the Kohen should be able to finish. He should be able to finish the job. Again, we have the same factors to go ahead now and play with. Guys, you here? Watch this. Uma Shabbos. Shenitches B'nei Avoida. Shabbos, which get the Avoida stronger than Shabbos. Ein Mitzicha Doiches. But Ritzicha is weaker than Shabbos. Avoida she doiches a Shabbos. Avoida which is stronger than Shabbos. Ain't a din like Ritzicha doichesa. So Ritzicha should be weaker than that, and the Kohen should be able to do the Avoida because why? Because the Avoida is stronger than than Ritzicha. Again, now that you're telling me Ritzicha is not doiches Shabbos, so I'll say the following: Madach Avoida, which is stronger than Shabbos, right? It's stronger than Shabbos, yeah. And nonetheless, Ritzicha is weaker than Shabbos. So it must be Ritzicha is weaker than Avoida. And therefore, you should not be able to go ahead and do the Avoida. Kohen should be able to do the Avoida. Why? Because Avoida is Doicha the Kohen. As I read the Gemara. What? What? No, what? We're saying now that you shouldn't. You're saying from a Kal V'Chavi you shouldn't. We do. We're saying you do. But it's saying that, no. Not the Avoida. Ritzicha. Heshi. Follow through. One more time. Right now we're saying Bezdin cannot kill a person on Shabbos, right? We are saying that Ritzicha is stronger than Avoida because you don't let him do the Avoida. The Gemara is taking that other fan and saying no. It's saying Avoida should be strong and the Kohen should be able to do it. Why? Because obviously if the Avoida is stronger than Shabbos and the Ritzicha is weaker than Shabbos, then Avoida, which is stronger than Shabbos, should be stronger than the Kohen. That's it. I mean, I use the word stronger, it works out better. But, Kal V'Chaim, it works out better. Says the Gemara, and this is a good Kal V'Chaim. Now, you have a problem. Guys, it says, Guys, what does that pasuk say? Chaim Lax, what does that pasuk say? You take him with his Mizbeach meeting, we don't let him do it. We have a Kal V'Chaim to say that he could do it. What do you do with the pasuk, right? Notice, once you have established a Kal V'Chaimer that Avoid is stronger than the Kayin, yeah? So now what do you do with the pasuk that says it's not stronger than the Kayin? Says the Gemara, Hahu leKarban Yachid Delay Dacha Shabbos. You know what? This whole Kal V'Chaimer is predicated upon what? That Avoid is like a Shabbos. Which Avoid is like a Shabbos? The Karban Tamid, a Karban Sibur. You have the Kal V'Chaimer from a Karban Sibur. Therefore, you can say that what? That the Ritzicha shouldn't be Dacha the Avoida. But the Karban of a Yachid, meaning if you want to bring a Shlamim on Shabbos, you can't bring a Shlamim. You want to bring an Oila, you can't bring it on Shabbos. Mamela, for that, you don't have a Kal V'Chaimer. For that, you need a pasuk to tell me that that Ritzeiach cannot do the Avodah. For that pasuk, you need a pasuk. May imis b'chi to tell me that the kohen can't do the Avodah. That's what Abaya says. Well, Yachid, you can bring it any. No, it's not a Zran Grama. You can bring it. Oh, the Tzibah, no, the Tzibah is because it says Mayadai. It says Mayadai. You have to bring it this time. And the Darim, the Davis, you can bring any time, right? I'm just saying, but that's the reason. But Memela, for that, you don't have a Kal V'Chaimer. For that will apply the pasuk in Mizbechi Thomas that if a kohen who's a Reitzeach is going to bring a carbon shlamim, schlep him down. Don't let him do it. You got a pasuk telling him that the avoida does not win out. That the Ritzicha wins out. Okay, so that's what we have Rabbi saying so far. Amar Rava says Rava loite Ritzicha daicha carbon yachid. No, the avoida of a carbon yachid should still be stronger because there's an opinion that you could bring it on Yontif, and we know Ein Ben Shabbos v'Yontif elovat Echel Nefesh. Malchus, good. Now, says Amar Rava, like Ritzicha daicha carbon yachid mikal v'chaymer, meaning the kohen who's a Reitzeach should not be able to be daicha from a kal v'chaymer. Ma yontif shenitcha b'fnei carbon yachid. Yontif, that is nitcha b'fnei carbon yachid. That again, according to this opinion, that you cannot bring a carbon yachid on Shabbos on Yontif. Ma yontif shenitcha b'fnei carbon yachid. The carbon yachid will go ahead and override Yontif. Ein Ritzicha daicha isai. You can't kill him on Yontif. You can't, just like you can't kill him on Shabbos, you can't kill him on Yontif. So now you have the same kal v'chaymer. Carbon yachid shu daiches Yontif. A carbon yachid that's daicha Yontif. Ein adin shlei Ritzicha daicha isai. Madach again. If avoida of the carbon yachid is not daicha Yontif, and you can't, and Ritzicha can't be daicha Yontif. So therefore, what? Therefore, that he should not be able to go ahead and do the avodah on Yontif. Meaning the kohen should not be able to do the avodah on Yontif. The avodah should be stronger, right? The avodah should push him off. One more time. Like hey, Ritzicha daicha carbon yachid mikal v'chaymer. Ma Yontif shenitchem if they carbon yachid ein Ritzicha daicha naisai. You can't kill him on Yontif. Nonetheless, carbon yachid should daicha as Yontif. A carbon yachid which you could bring on Yontif. Ein idin is not a kal v'chaymer. Shleit hey Ritzicha daicha isai. That Ritzicha should be able to go ahead and be done on Yontif. Hanich l'man di'ameh ein nedarim v'nedav is craven b'Yontif. Man di'ameh says ein nedarim v'nedav is craven b'Yontif. So now, if the can't bring the nedarim v'nedav and craven Yontif, so you don't have a kal v'chaymer. Man di'ameh nedarim v'nedav is craven b'Yontif, and you do have a kal v'chaymer. Ma'yek l'meimer. You have a kal v'chaymer. Madach if you don't have a kal v'chaymer because carbon yachid cannot be brought. Okay. But if you have a carbon yontif could be brought, so madach what? A carbon yachid could push off yontif, yet you can't kill him on yontif. Ain't idin that avodah should overcome the kohen. So el amarava loimi boy laman the aman nedarim nedav is craven b'yontif. Why? Because you don't have a kal that you have a kal v'chaymer. The loim miskayim meyim is klal, meaning I have a kal v'chaymer that the kohen should be able to do the avodah on Yontif. It should be stronger. So the pasuk tells me that it doesn't. So I have a pasuk to override the kal v'chaymer. If nedarim v'nedavis could be brought on Yontif, I have a kal v'chaymer that I have a kal v'chaymer that the avodah should be stronger than the kohen. Kamash Malan that no, it's not. Why? Because I have a pasuk. El afilu man di'aman nedarim v'nedavis ain't craven b'Yontif, meaning that you don't have a kal v'chaymer. Nonetheless, haksiv me'imizbchi. Why do we learn from imizbchi? That this is dafka for a carbon sibur. Hamiyuchid li. Uman ninu, that's carbon tamid. V'amrachmana me'imizbchi tikachenu lamas. So dafka le'inyan carbon sibur, do you go ahead and say you can't do that voida. But there's no havamina that what? In the maskana, there's a havamina. In the maskana, there's no maskana that a kohen should be able to do the avodah on Yontif, regarding Yontif.